Hey, it's Nikki.
And it's Brie.
And we're Late to the Party, a podcast about the film, fashion, and pop culture moments that shaped us into the weirdos that we are. And today, we're just yapping. We're yapping about meeting our heroes. Mm-hmm. We're yapping about going to New York during New York Fashion Week. Ooh. And yeah, just catching up, recapping this past week.
Yes. It's been a whirlwind.
It has. We really have been following the Lady Gaga motto of bus.
Another bus.
Bus.
Wait, club. No. Wait, how's it go?
Rewind. Bus. Club. Another club.
Another club.
And another bus.
And another bus. I don't know.
That's how we do it. It's not succinct because we don't,
Yeah, we're not actually Gaga, but we're, we try.
We don't have a touring manager, so it's a lot of just like Kermit the Frog style.
It's like how we just stumble into things.
We do just stumble into things.
Yeah.
How does it feel to stumble?
It feels great.
Well, how are you doing, Brie?
Amazing. How are you?
Amazing. I am still coming down from our experience. So this past weekend, we went to New York City. Mm-hmm. Just so happened to be during New York Fashion Week. It wasn't like we went to any...
We didn't go to any events
or anything, but we were kind of in the mix, soaking up the energy. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm still coming down from probably the biggest event of my life.
Oh, do tell. I'll just pretend like I don't know what it is.
No, so yes. I don't know how to begin this.
Where to start? Okay, well, I will say we were, like you said, in New York. Mm-hmm. We had like a loose itinerary, just kind of ideas of things and we wanted to check out. And then you mentioned that Sofia Coppola was having a book signing, which was unbeknownst to me. I knew she was having one the next weekend, and I didn't know we would be in town at the same time that she would be having a book signing in SoHo, and we decided to go.
Well, SoHo.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of things were very serendipitous on this trip.
They were.
One. But, the events that you see on Instagram that you're like, oh, that would be cool, but I don't know if it's like logistically possible. Like, I don't know. It was just one of those plans where I was like, we better make this tentative because I don't want to get my hopes up.
Right.
The line could be crazy. We could have different things, on our agenda and just get caught up and not happen. So I don't want to
put all pressure.
I put all my Sofia Coppola eggs into one basket.
Yeah.
So, because we were in New York for like a pseudo bachelorette party, if you will. And, I did throw out there. I was like, Sofia Coppola is having a book signing at the Judd Foundation. If we so happen to be in the area, let's stop by. Let's make an appearance.
Yeah. That's the way to do it, I think.
Really?
Just if we get to it, yeah.
Well, because we weren't like eyes glued to an itinerary or a plan, it serendipitously happened.
Yeah, well, what's funny is like all the things we like planned, like we're not like, we tried to go to a couple museums. They were like closed or there was no exhibition that was new.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, I tried to take you to a gay bar.
Oh my God.
To go see like a drag show.
Wait. Can we talk about that gay bar experience? So Bree's like, we're going to go to the clubs. Let's go to this club. There's going to be a drag show.
Well, I thought there was, because from my research, it seemed like there was something different every night. It was like where a lot of queens like started out. So I'm thinking like, oh, it's a Friday night. There has to be something going on. But no, it's Thursday nights or like the weekend. And I guess Friday is just
a chill night.
A chill night at this club.
It was like... We saw the remnants of like a drag show poster right outside the door. Mm-hmm. But when we opened inside, it was like an intimate jazz lounge.
It was very intimate in there. I felt like I was interrupting something.
Totally.
Like, everyone seemed already coupled up. And so there was no place to dance really.
No. But we did go to a really fabulous gay bar with an awesome supercut of all the 1970s, like They had Cher in there.
Yeah.
All the 1970s ads.
There's like ads and performances. That was fun. And the DJ was really feeling it. There was like some disco music.
The vibes at Julius's were immaculate.
They were. Yeah.
Very welcoming too. Like just very, very lovely.
Good vibes. Yeah.
Good vibes. And it was also good vibes in SoHo.
Yes.
Which, for one, Brie, I didn't tell you, but when we were in line for that Sofia Coppola book signing, I believe we ran into Elsa Hosk, the Victoria's Secret model.
We ran into a Victoria's Secret model?
I believe we did. I believe she walked right past us, and I made eyes with her husband or partner.
What was she wearing?
I don't remember what she was wearing because she was with, it was her kid in a stroller and her husband or boyfriend or whatever. Because I was focused on him because I believe he's also a model, but he had like long blonde hair and was like super tall. I was kind of enamored with him, to be honest. I was like, oh, that lady looks familiar. And I was like, oh, that's a really cute child. And it was him. Also, he happened to look my way. So I was like,
oh, wow.
I think I've seen this couple on Instagram, but
shoot. Oh, cool. I love that. I don't know. I do know when we were crossing the street, though, I'm like 100% sure we ran into Sean Hayes.
I'm 100% sure, too, because he was right in my face.
He was like... Like he was in a hurry. He had no time, you know. I mean, I wouldn't have stopped him anyways because that's weird, you know. That's not the time and place.
Definitely not.
And I don't know what I'd say, you know.
I'd just do like the whoa, his like Jack and Will and Grace impersonation of Cher.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
We digress. Serendipity took precedence on a lovely Saturday afternoon in SoHo.
Yeah, so let's paint the picture.
Okay.
We go to the Judd Foundation and the line is already forming.
Well, okay, before that, we got custom lipsticks at the Lip Lab.
We did, which is really fun and I'd highly recommend.
It was very cute. It was very, I saw like a proper group of bachelorettes like across from us because one was wearing a cowboy hat. I feel like if you wear a cowboy hat
Nikki.
Or whatever, I feel like that's batch. But
why weren't we wearing cowboy hats?
Right.
Dang it.
We
could have.
Pink Pony Club Fantasies.
That would have been so cute.
I know.
Next time.
But I was like, oh, maybe we can go to the book signing. But little did we know that the Lip Lab is right around the corner from the Judd Foundation.
It worked out perfect. It was like perfect timing. We got to hop right in the line that was forming, and we weren't that far back.
No, we were fairly close to the front of the line.
And we were under the scaffolding when it started pouring down rain after like an hour had passed.
We were. The universe had our back. And I didn't bring my Sofia Coppola archive book, which was... I was like, oh no, I'm going to have to buy a book. And I was kicking myself. But you know, it was actually a blessing because it downpoured. I could have ruined my book.
That's a good point.
So it was very perfect. We sat in line with a gaggle of gals.
Yes, it was a whole gaggle.
Can we talk about the line?
Yeah.
So what were your takeaways from the Sofia Coppola book signing line?
Well, for one, I loved like how all the girlies were showing up.
So much Heaven by Marc Jacobs, Virgin Suicides paraphernalia.
Yes, and like some girls seem to be like dressed like in theme, you know, maybe like a reference here and there.
What did you see? I don't know if I even picked up on it.
Like Mary Jane shoes. I don't know. Maybe it felt like kind of Virgin Suicides to me.
A little coquette-ish.
Well, coquette. Yeah, there was like a lot of coquette looks in line. I saw like those girls reading the bell jar. Like there were several girls just reading the bell jar.
Oh my gosh. I'm familiar with like the almost meme at this point of, girls reading the bell jar in line. But literally when I looked to my left and, an 18-year-old girl whips out the bell jar and then you look to your right and another one is already reading the bell jar. I'm like, y'all.
I was like, wow. They're so well read.
I love the bell jar as much as the next person. However, but maybe, I don't know. I feel like I feel like there was a point in my life where I would read the bell jar. Just
I noticed right there you have the bell jar.
I mean, okay, I'm not above it. These are my people.
Yeah.
But it's so wild to me because it does feel like a meme.
It did feel like that.
I don't know how to describe that. I don't think it's irony, but there is something inherently funny about it. Just because of
Just their toots as well. They're like so serious reading the bell jar.
So serious. Like no, ironic bone in their body that they're just like reading the bell jar with their matcha,
Yeah.
But I love to see it.
Yeah.
It really is a vibe. I just didn't think it was real.
I know. I was like, oh, okay.
But no, I had a lot of realizations on this trip as well. So, the bell jar was just one of them.
Was one of them.
But no, I noticed. What was I gonna say? I noticed a lot of the bell jar. I've noticed a lot of like chit chat about Sofia Coppola films in general.
Right.
Which, love to hear it. Because, it's right near NYU. So there's a bunch of literal 17-year-olds. Mm-hmm. Like, we were in line with only 17-year-olds, which did make me feel like an elder.
Well, there was a couple people behind us that.
Oh, yeah. They were like our age, and they were also like the Australian versions of us. The one gal was like trying to tell the other, because the blonde one was totally me.
Yeah.
Was like, have you heard about Spencer Pratt, what he's doing now? And she's like, no, I never watched The Hills. And she was like, he's into crystals now.
Oh, yeah, that does sound like us.
But just listening to this lady describe Spencer Pratt, just like, yeah. With the
I know. I was so interested in what they were saying. I'm like, but I couldn't hear them over the 17-year-old.
I know. You know what? To be young.
I know.
We are fairly young, but to be 17,
no,
right? But 17, it's a wild age.
It is.
Also, I wonder what goes through Sofia Coppola's mind when she encounters all these 17-year-old girls, because, like her daughter.
Oh, yeah.
Rami Mars. So we're going to this. So Sofia Coppola is signing, her archive book. Meanwhile, you go on TikTok and Rami Mars is just like making the most TikToks. She went from vodka sauce.
It's because she's unsupervised.
Totally. But yeah, it was such a time to be alive that we went to New York the same week Rami Mars decides to like go unhinged off TikTok.
Oh my God, I haven't seen these TikToks.
Oh, she's on TikTok. She's in the zeitgeist now.
Ooh.
I don't know what it means, but I think it's wild. Also, it makes me realize I want to be a Nepo baby. I think that's my career path.
You think so?
I think the universe dealt me a really wrong deal.
By not making you a Nepo baby?
100%.
Yeah. You could use your talents for good and have a leg up of sorts, but still have something to prove,
Or you could do fun TikToks and just...
Oh, you want to be more like... Not Sofia Coppola?
No, I don't want to be Sofia Coppola. I want to be Rami Mars.
Yeah.
But we listened to a lot of the 17-year-old NYU students have a discourse back and forth about Sofia Coppola films.
It was fun to hear the discourse.
It was fun.
So many opinions.
Which I love. I love gals with opinions.
Same.
But I was ready to fight.
I know. You were like holding your tongue. I looked over at you when they said a couple of things. We were like,
but this girl literally had braces on.
Yeah.
You can't do that. I'm literally 10 years older than these gals.
That wouldn't be a good look.
It would not be. So I'd have some decorum.
You did. You were demure.
Yeah, I was very demure.
Very mindful.
Very much so, but I wanted to ride in the streets. This girl with braces from Long Island had the audacity to say, Lost in Translation is underrated. Fine, fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Then she topped it off with, it should not have won the Oscar. Which made me want to scrap. How do you feel about that comment, Brie?
I think she's wrong. And maybe she'll realize that in years to come.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, I disagree. Like that was her breakout. Like that she needed that to happen. Sofia Coppola, it makes sense. Like I love Lost in Translation. But what got me was when she's like, yeah, Bill Murray shouldn't have been, like, I don't really care about him. It should have been like George Clooney, or like, it's not,
Well, George
he wasn't
Clooney
hot.
is so baseless, but
It's so funny.
But because I heard the Bill Murray comment as well, and I was like, fair enough.
Yeah. I'm like, you know what? Actually, they made it somewhat of a good point, but it's not the point of the movie. So
yeah, it is one of those things that's very interesting, which I would have loved to have had a discourse.
Yeah.
But
you were too upset about the other comment.
I was like, yeah. Also, we were in line. I don't know. They weren't really talking to me. They were just talking to the.
Yeah. It would be weird to invite yourself. Just like,
yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. It was like an A-B conversation, and we had to see our way out.
Yeah. We took the high road.
Yeah.
But the fact that I just really wanted to be like Lost in Translation is Sofia Coppola's magnum opus. It's well deserving of the Oscar. It's a historic Oscar win. Mm-hmm. Also, herstory.
Yes. Tell him, Nick.
But the fact of the matter is Lost in Translation is a fine wine. And also, it's a thing where like Sofia Coppola films, because of the 2023 of it all, it's girlhood, girl coded, the girl experience, all these like buzzy TikTok words. But the fact of the matter is Sofia Coppola, I don't believe makes work under that guise. It's all from her experience. Mm-hmm. It's the world she's observed, the world she knows.
Yes.
It's not really like girl culture TM.
No.
So I think to put it under that lens, also being a 17-year-old girl, you haven't experienced much life typically.
True.
And it's a very nuanced relationship that Scarlett Johansson's character and Bill Murray have with each other.
Yes.
It's about two people at a certain point in their life. They're both lost for different reasons. They're both in a foreign country. They're both lost in careers and love, and it's just who you meet in a certain period of life
and they help you along like through the journey. Figure yourself out.
Yes.
Yeah, and they're like a mirror to each other, really, in a way.
And it is about a connection with someone that you can't describe.
Yeah, because there are people that come into your life like that like you connect, and then you both move on and you learn something from it, and then it was just a blip in time, but at that moment it means something.
It's what you needed. It meant the most.
Yeah.
Sometimes someone that you have a conversation with in an elevator or in a waiting room can have a profound impact on your life.
It's true.
And it's just one interaction or one little moment in time. Mm-hmm. It's very nuanced and very complex, their relationship with each other, because humans are messy.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a very nuanced conversation that if you're 17, I don't really expect. Do I sound like a snob? Because I don't mean to sound like a snob.
No.
Because I'm sure the 17-year-old girl from Long Island experienced way more than I've ever experienced.
I mean, maybe. We don't know.
Yeah. I mean, kids from the city, like, don't they age?
That's what they say.
Yeah.
I mean, they're definitely well spoken. They can express their opinions in ways that I don't think I could when I was 17, No. I'd be like, what? Like, just afraid to share my opinion. But
oh my God. When I was 17, I would have been like, Harry Styles or Zayn. That's like, that was my,
My social skills were not that good.
Or just at 17, we were probably talking about like way different things anyways. So I'm glad that they're having a conversation about film at least.
Yeah. That just makes me happy. Yeah.
Yeah. But what were you I feel like I interrupted something.
Oh, I don't know. No, not really. No.
Okay.
I don't think so. I don't remember now.
But yes, they did not like Lost in Translation, which good for them.
Yeah.
But
I know. And then one girl was like, I've only seen like one movie.
Oh, that was the thing. So we spend this whole like 2.5 hours in line with these girls. I am just absorbing. I'm taking it all in.
Yeah.
And, you know, I hear, you know, one after the other being like, oh, I like virgin suicides. Oh, Lost in Translation sucks.
Yeah, like,
I've never seen a Sofia Coppola film.
right. Like I've seen that one. I think she's like, I've seen Marie Antoinette.
Oh, yeah. The girlies love Marie Antoinette.
Yeah. Which, I mean, same.
But people were coming up to the line and being like, who's this for? And they did not know who Sofia Coppola was.
Most people did not. Some people did. A lot of like females did. And they'd be like, yeah, rock on. That's awesome.
I'm not waiting in that line.
Yeah, they were like, I'm not waiting though.
But yeah.
There'd be like a group of bros that would come up and be like, who is it for? Who?
Yes.
And then someone would have to explain.
Oh my God. That one bro-y looking dude that was like explaining to his friend, like a Wikipedia page style. He was like, yeah, Sofia Coppola is the daughter of Francis Ford Coppola.
He impressed me.
Oh my gosh.
He knew all the deets. He like...
yeah, that's the friend you need to have, the IMDb friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love to see it. But that all, I absorbed that all in. And you're there. You like Sofia Coppola, right?
I do.
A fan?
Yeah, I am a fan. I have a confession. I also have her. I already had her book as well.
Wait a second. Wait. Hold the phone. Oh my God. I feel lied to. I feel betrayed. I feel you have the archive book?
I do. Well, I was going to give it to you as a gift, but I didn't want to give you a gift that you already had. So I said, I'll just gift it to myself.
I love this. Right on. Oh my God.
I was like, you know what? This kind of worked out because I was interested in this book too. And
no, oh my God.
And then I was like, you know what? I was thinking about it because I was kicking myself like you were kicking yourself. And I was like, you know what? This is like a once in a lifetime thing. I would rather just pay for a book. Like if she's going to sign it, like it was too special. So I felt like, yeah.
You didn't tell me this.
Because I didn't want you to feel bad about like a gift that I don't know. I was thinking about it too hard and I'm like, I don't want to bring it up.
You kept the lie going so long. You read your crisp, freshly signed archive book.
But that was the first time I opened it. I didn't look at the other one. Yeah.
Phew. I was like, wow, Brie, you're a good actress then. Because you literally read to me like a bedtime story of the book. Like, I've never read this before.
No. I hadn't read it before. I swear. I had wrapped a gift for you. And then, you know, your fiance had got you the book. So I was like, oh, well, what am I going to do with this? And then I was like, you know what? I'll read it. This is Sofia Coppola. But I never got around to reading it.
Gotcha.
So, yeah. I didn't know if it would be like important. I didn't want you to feel bad or something. So I didn't bring it. I didn't want to be like, you know.
I'm happy for you.
Anyway, but then I was
the
like,
archive book.
Yeah.
No, right on.
No, we both have two books.
But one is for reading. One is for keeping forever.
Yeah.
And just having on a shelf.
And underneath a glass.
Yeah, underneath glass.
And like a bunch of laser beams so no one messes with it.
Yes. Well, that is all to say.
Sorry for keeping that from you.
I know. I feel betrayed, but it's okay.
I didn't know I was going to buy the book until the last. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't really know if I should, you know.
Yeah.
I didn't make that decision until the moment. And I was like, yeah.
I mean, you have to. When in Rome.
Right?
When at a book signing, you have to buy the book.
I think so.
But all that to say, I'm listening to everyone's stories and their relationships with Sofia Coppola. And we get in after waiting, after a downpour, and after this whole journey we've had. And we get into this, like the Judd Foundation's very small.
It is.
And I lock eyes with Sofia Coppola. Mm-hmm. And it hits me. Also, all the words, it is like a film. Like I just hear all these, you know, like voices of these teenage girls in my head. Like, me. Like, the bling ring. I hate it. I don't know. I've never seen a Sofia Coppola film. And then I link eyes with her and it dawns on me. I'm like, am I like the biggest Sofia Coppola fan here? Maybe not. Probably not.
But you're up there for sure.
And, you know, Sofia Coppola is like the biggest inspiration to me. And they say don't meet your heroes. And it's just occurring to me now as I'm looking this woman in the eye from across the room that this is my hero. This is the reason why I went to school and I was like, I want to be a director, and I took, this is like, all those photo shoots that we did.
I know.
All the inspiration, everything that I've ever like tried to shoot or tried to piece together has been all influenced by Sofia Coppola, and how I've watched all the films that she loves and all of her films multiple times. And just my Pinterest is essentially just Sofia Coppola, as far as from fashion to her taste in film to her films.
It's true.
And this is a big moment. This is like, you're not supposed to do this. Not on a whim.
Oh, no.
Not after you go to the lip lab. Like, not after you, trying to look for a bathroom at a Fellini cafe. Like, what?
Yeah.
So it happened.
It did. Yeah. How do you feel? Like, what was it like meeting Sofia Coppola? Was it everything you expected?
No, it wasn't.
How so?
It was better.
Yeah.
I don't know. You can attest. I want to know your experience too, but Sofia Coppola, and maybe it is being a Nepo baby, but in the best way, there's a presence that she has.
She does. Like, literally, as soon as we made our way like through the doors and I saw her, I was like, whoa. And then it was like this energy, like she just had this presence that's so calm and like commanding. And it's like, when you're in a room like that, I don't know, I would get overwhelmed. Like, I get overwhelmed in crowds sometimes anyway, or having to talk to too many people. Like, I don't know, but she's probably used to that.
Yeah.
And she's used to being on like film set, like, and directing. So like telling people what to do, but she just seems so like self-assured and calm. And I was like, wow.
It solidified just how much, you always hear the best skill you can have as a director. Like, your biggest asset is the way that you can command the room as a director. And that's that quiet confidence.
Yeah.
It's how, as a director, you have to, you are essentially the vibe shift. Like, you are in charge of the room and how, that's all up to you. Not in like a way like, I got to control it. I mean, some, especially male directors are very like dominant and like yelling and like whatever, but great directors affect the room.
Yeah.
They affect their actors. They're able to, I'm trying to like find the words to describe it, but you know what they say about directors, right?
I'm sure they say a lot of things. Like what?
Like go ahead.
No. I was like, just like their attitude or their like presence, like just.
Yeah. You are the vibe shift.
Yeah. You don't have to be loud to be a great director.
No, not at all. But yeah, the biggest job is to create an environment.
Yes.
That, is a helpful environment or creates. Yeah, it's just to create a great environment. That's what I'm trying to say.
To make it comfortable for everyone.
Yeah, a very comfortable environment, and they're in control of it. Now, if they want to be loud and, over the top, that's one way.
Yeah.
But she's very quiet. And it was like the air shifted. It was like we were in a different plane.
Yeah. No, I was going to say like it was like another planet or something. Yeah. It just felt different. You just had to be there to feel it. I don't know.
Like the air pressure was different. You know how they say if you go to like Colorado or something because of the air pressure?
Yeah.
It like feels different. The air felt different in the room with her.
No, it did. Yeah, for sure.
And she looked me in the eyes. I told her that she was my inspiration. And, she's had a profound effect on my life. She looked me dead in the eyes and said, thank you. And then I looked around and then I was like, oh my God, 2 people. I've already heard like so many people tell you this. You probably hear this all the time. And she was like, but it's good to hear. Aw. And I got my picture with her. Yeah. Walked down the street. Was feeling my oats. So hard. And then I looked down at my dress and it was like a Reformation like button down dress. And I was like, oh, my 2 buttons are unbuttoned. Did I just flash Sofia Coppola?
I forgot all about that. Yeah. Hopefully not. I don't think you did, but we'll find out when those pictures develop.
Oh yeah, in Sofia Coppola fashion, we did take it onto camera, like a camera,
like a disposable. Yeah.
So when they get developed, we'll
know. We were the only people with disposable cameras there.
I should have had my G7X. Yeah. If I was really thinking.
It's all right.
No, I'm very privileged. This is my privilege that I have a Canon G7X before they became like so
cutesy.
Expensive. I have an actual point and shoot camera.
Yeah.
So fuck phones forever.
Actually, yeah, I really think phones do us a disservice. That's something I realized in line too. Like, I mean, I feel like we've talked about this before, just in life, but why can't phone cameras be better? And I know they advertise like Google Pixel or whatever, but I want my iPhone to be like crisp, at least when it faces me. It's not fair that like the camera's better when you're like taking a picture of something else. When you flip that camera to you, it should be crisp.
Oh, and see, I have a different take.
Or, I don't know.
No, I think fuck phones forever.
Yeah.
I think a camera is where it's at. You get the flash. You can't like get lost in your thought and worry. To me, a phone is just an anxiety vessel.
Yeah. So maybe just cameras shouldn't even be on phones.
I don't think so.
We don't need it.
I mean, we do, but we don't. Like, yeah. I'm not... Like, what I learned in line is there is no shame in having my point and shoot in one hand and my iPhone in the other. Like, they don't have the same purpose. That is like old fogey talk. Not to be ageist. But like... And I remember you used to be like that too. What happened to you, Brie?
No. I guess what I'm trying to say is I do agree with you. Mm-hmm. I think because the quality on the phone is so bad that it does create anxiety. Because sometimes I think I look worse than I actually do with you know what I mean? But with a camera, like a different kind of camera, you're not even thinking about it because it doesn't look the same as like on your screen. Like we can't get away from our phones.
Oh, so you think it's I think it's just because of phones, like social media and like the whole pressure of it all.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure when it's on your phone because your phone is always with you. With a camera, you can separate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you can like upload it later.
Yeah.
You can take that SD card.
It doesn't have to be perfect, but with the phone, like you get stuck in this, I don't know.
It's like perfection loop.
Yeah.
But like a photographer you're thinking of quality.
Yeah, that too. I think that too. I'm just like, I just don't think it's fair that the outward camera looks better than the one that faces you. Like that just seems wrong. That just seems like it wants you to feel bad. I don't know. I think phones are out to get us.
Phones are always out to get us. New iPhone 16's out.
That's all. That was my point. But
what was your experience?
Oh my gosh,
Sofia Coppola.
Well, so halfway through the line, because I'm thinking to myself, I've never really met like a celebrity that I've really wanted to meet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That I'd be like really jazzed, until we were there to meet Sofia Coppola. And I was just thinking, you know what? She's been like she's inspired me. Like I'm not like quite as big of a fan just because I haven't gone fully down that rabbit hole. You introduced me to Sofia Coppola.
I did?
Yeah, because Lost in Translation, I think, was the first film that I'd seen of hers. And that inspired a whole photo shoot for like one of my photography projects, which you were involved in.
Yeah.
You're my model.
I mean, there's something about a Sofia Coppola film and a college age gal or a teenage gal that really hits.
Yeah, I feel like it changed me. I don't know. I really admire her just as a person, as a director. Just like I think she has such a unique like point of view, and
she has taste.
And she was a photographer too for a while. Like she just has like an eye for for creating things. I don't know, and I just it inspires me,
100%.
So yeah, I don't know. I like there was a part of me that started getting like a little verklempt through the line, and then I was like, oh, get it together, because I don't want to be freaking out. But I did get nervous when we went to talk to her, and I'm like, I don't know what to say. So I just said, it's nice to meet you.
Oh, yeah, because I was already like blacked out at that point. How was your interaction?
So I think during the interaction, like the buildup, I was like starting to get a little nervous, like excited and be like, oh my God. And then like it happens so fast. And, you know, there's so many people in line. You only get a couple seconds, really, like maybe a minute. You take your picture. You know, I don't want to take up too much of her time. You know, we got to keep the line moving. And there's people there that help keep it moving. But they also, it's like she also like looks you in the eyes and like connects with each person, which I think is really special because you don't always get that. I'm sure, you know, some people just, you know, might be like, all right, keep moving, you know. And I know we've been to like concerts and had people sign things, and I feel like it's rare that you actually like connect with a person. So I don't know.
Yeah. They're always talking to their publicist or, you know, what have you.
Yeah, but she was like so fully present. And then like I was present, and then I don't know what happened. I think I felt out of body and I was like all nervous, and I was like handed her the book to sign, and my hands were all shaky. And then you took the picture, and then we were pretty much out of there. And I was like, thank you. And, you know, she was super sweet. Because when I was like, it's nice to meet you, she's like, it's nice to meet you too. Which I don't know who I am. But she was just really nice. And then we like got out of there, and we were both on a really riding a high.
We were.
I felt like I was like just soaring, you know?
I was. Me
I
too.
still am, I think.
Me too. I have been on a high ever since I've been in the same orbit as Sofia Coppola.
Yeah.
The same room.
Forever changed.
I think I have been forever changed in a certain way.
Yeah.
Because it is like the don't meet your heroes thing for one.
I
For
thought
me.
about that too in line, just like the anxiety of like, well, before we actually went into the building and we could, you know, I'm like, you know, I feel like she was exactly how I expected her. Like she just like from what I've seen in like the behind the scenes footage and stuff, like she's just, it's like that same energy, that quiet confidence. She looks the same. She looks fabulous.
She does look the same. That Augustinus Botter really does something to her skin.
I was like,
too.
wow, her skin looks amazing.
Yeah. I was so fascinated by, I don't know if you peeped them. She had some really just classic chic Chanel ballet flats.
I missed
with
that.
the cap toe.
I was out of my body at that point. Once I was up there and we locked eyes, and then I was like, oh my God, this is too much.
Her button-down shirt was the most crisp a shirt has ever been.
She did have a really crisp shirt.
She's kind of like an angel from heaven.
Yeah. We were touched by an angel.
We really were. And that angel was Sofia Coppola.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were riding the high. We were like, nothing's going to stop us now.
Basically. Yeah.
And then, you know, I'm still on that high. We go to the subway. I'm just like with my bag because they gave us, you know, just little bags.
Not very sturdy bags, though, for these big books.
No, it's a big ass book. And I'm like walking with the most confidence, my head held high. I haven't felt better in years. I'm a changed person. Just la da da. And then all of a sudden, the bag with the book bottoms out.
No.
I go, oh no, try to catch the book. Bam, right on the steps of the concrete subway. Just like Carrie Bradshaw in that fashion show where she's fashion roadkill. Where, you know, in that episode with Margaret Cho, where she's like in the Dolce & Gabbana and like feeling herself for once after she's like, I'm not a model, I'm just a real person. And then she's like, yeah. And then bam.
It was, you were fashion roadkill all of a sudden. Like everything was going great.
And bam. So.
But you in the Carrie Bradshaw fashion picked yourself up, moved, you know, kept on moving.
I did keep on moving.
Yeah.
Mainly because I had to. But no one was around to watch. Thankfully.
That's true. Yeah. There wasn't a huge crowd at that point.
Very much so.
Yeah.
I'm glad. It was a quiet, like,
very
subway
demure.
station.
Demure fashion road.
Yeah. Yeah. The quietest subway station without being creepy.
Yeah.
And dangerous.
True.
Just a lull. So thank God. Phew. Might have flashed Sofia Coppola. Definitely fell down the steps. But, you know.
What a whirlwind. It was a roller coaster of emotions.
Just living life.
Yeah.
Any big takeaways, though, from
meet your hero? Well, you know, maybe. If it all works out, let life happen. Like, I think this trip has taught me to just not overthink too much and just go with the flow, you know, be present, adjust accordingly, you know. Bunk beds are a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, we stayed at the Pod Hotel, which highly recommend.
Yeah.
Just for the fact that it's an in and out situation.
Very easy peas.
Yeah.
I love that we had bunk beds though, and that we each got our own little TVs attached to our bunks, and we got to watch the Golden Girls in sync, falling asleep the first night. Like that was just a vibe.
That was lovely. With our bag of hot Cheetos as our like a stuffed animal, just like
falling asleep to our hot Cheetos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love how we were like, we're going to watch something because we're going to talk about some things on the pod.
Oh, we never even did.
No. And then the second night we watched 22 Jump Street.
We did. And then like in between 22 Jump Street and Golden Girls, there were all these like Hallmark movies playing with Gretchen Wiener.
Yes. Lacey Chabert is like the queen of Hallmark. So
yeah, love to see it.
She came for Candace Cameron Bure's wig real fast. Yeah, because every single movie we saw the whole entire trip was Lacey Chabert.
Yeah, she's dominating the Hallmark movies.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm always rooting for her.
Yeah, no, it was nice. It was very, very nice. What else?
Oh yeah, we saw a lot of like ads for like Beetlejuice.
So many Beetlejuice ads. Or Beetlejuice Beetlejuice.
Wait, do you say it 3 times? Do you want him to come?
Is it like Macbeth?
Yeah, I think so. You have to say it thrice, which I guess technically we have.
Is that why it's called Beetlejuice Beetlejuice? Because if you say it Beetlejuice Beetlejuice Beetlejuice, it's like a Macbeth situation.
Maybe. Wait, is that what they're calling the second Beetlejuice? They just say it twice?
It's Beetlejuice Beetlejuice.
Oh, I thought it was just Beetlejuice too. I don't know. I'm not in the loop with the Beetlejuice of it all, to be honest.
I mean, to be honest, I have only seen Beetlejuice once.
Yeah, I've seen it like twice, but not enough to...
You've seen it Beetlejuice Beetlejuice?
I've seen Beetlejuice, yes. Yep. Yeah.
But so many ads for Beetlejuice. And it's been like very present because online I've seen a lot of Jenna Ortega's method dressing for Beetlejuice.
Oh yeah.
Which I love. I love a good method dressing moment when it's done right.
I was gonna say she's doing it right. It's appropriate for the movie.
It's not a Blake Lively. It ends with that situation.
Not at all.
She's not like, where are my florals?
She's not tricking us into anything. Yeah. We all know what we would be getting into.
100%. I love that element of it. I really love that dress, Dior Haute Couture, like Lydia Dietz red wedding dress inspired number with the heart.
That's
on
fun.
Like the bustier part.
Yeah, I love it. You can see the inspo for sure.
I love the nod to Alec Baldwin's character in the original Beetlejuice. And then she has like that purse that looks like the Beetlejuice house.
I was going to say the Beetlejuice house purse is life-changing. Well, maybe not. Maybe that's too big of a statement for someone who doesn't only see Beetlejuice
I don't
twice.
like Beetlejuice. It changed my life.
Life-changing. It's just the fact. No, I just like when they take elements like that and just make it fun, you know? Maybe it's not life. Maybe that's a little too extreme, but...
There's a time and a place for method dressing, and I think Beetlejuice is that time.
They're doing it right. I even like how Catherine O'Hara has like a whole striped outfit.
Yeah.
And I also like the it's like the handbag for the dead instead of the handbook, like for the little clutch. Like that was cute.
That's really cute.
Yeah.
I do love I love a good collaboration between a fashion house and a movie or like a TV show when it fits right.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you got to see Hurrdat.
I did.
Put their spin for Saks Fifth Avenue on the whole Beetlejuice.
Did we see that when we were walking? What did we see?
We went by Saks, and you were like, "What is this?" And I was like, "Oh, the Hurrdat Beetlejuice."
Yeah, I thought they had a lot of cute outfits.
Yes, which it was more than Hurrdat, but yeah, a lot of, I guess, at Saks Fifth Avenue they have like a Beetlejuice situation.
I love seeing like in the windows they had like a whole set. Yeah.
Yeah. Which career like dream?
Like window dressing?
Window dress.
Right? I've always thought that. Yeah. I agree. It always blows my mind when they get real funky. You know, I'm like, who thought of this?
I love a good window dressing.
Yeah.
But yes, the Hurrdat Beetlejuice, I really like some of the pieces, but I'm a little disappointed. I really thought, because it's Hurrdat and Beetlejuice seems like such a no-brainer. I had so many high hopes of like something a lot more Tool for one, or a lot more in general. But I think I'm thinking Hurrdat like when they first started, like
Excuse me.
Black Swan.
I was gonna say Black Swan. Yeah, yeah, that's a good point.
Like that first fashion show that the Mulvaney sisters did.
Yeah, do you think they're holding back?
I don't know. I mean, I think most of the things are in collaboration with Saks. So they're wearable. They're things you can purchase.
I was thinking that too. Like, I actually kind of like that they're a little more wearable and aren't too Beetlejuice. I mean, obviously there's like everything with black and white. I guess anything black and white striped could be a reference to Beetlejuice. But
coded.
They did not invent black and white. You know what I mean? Like,
no.
But I feel like we associate maybe with, like, I get it. I see what they're doing. They're nods. Like, obviously that dress with like the lace.
But it's so safe. Like Hurrdat, when I think of Hurrdat, I think of Tool.
Yeah.
But I think of Grand.
Yeah. I guess maybe if it was like a different brand doing a collab, you may not have those expectations, but
yeah, something darker,
something daring.
Different. But I guess I had to make them wearable. I'm like, oh, with this collaboration, it could have been like endless potential. But I do love the checkered sequence halter gown.
I think that's my favorite. Yeah, I mean, you're right. Some of these are very safe. Like, there's one that's literally just a red dress. I mean, it looks like it might have like maybe a bow on the shoulder, but it's not.
It's a lovely red dress.
Yeah. It's not too crazy though.
But just the potential to me of a Hurrdat Beetlejuice. It's like in my mind.
Yeah. What would you do? Like for like, I don't know. Do you have a vision?
No, I don't. I just think like,
just like more.
And yeah.
Just like take it to another level. Make it more campy. Make it more.
I think for me, I would have expected more of the Dior haute couture gown that Jenna Ortega wore. As like that reads, well, it looks very Dior to me, but also that's where I thought the Hurrdat collection would have gone a little bit.
Her press looks are very like they have a lot more oomph.
Oh, than the Saks collaboration.
Yeah,
they do. But I wish you could buy just at Saks the little purse with the house.
That would be so cool. I'm like, I don't even like. I'm not even into Beetlejuice like that, but it's just so cool.
Yeah. Speaking of this though, that was my biggest revelation on our New York trip.
Oh, that's what I was thinking. Okay. What were you thinking?
Well, I was just thinking, we went during Fashion Week and we saw a lot of fashionable people.
Sure.
But
not really many more than usual. I was expecting a lot more personally.
Well, that's the thing. It's very interesting. And I was listening to an Emma Chamberlain podcast today about, she poses a question, would you rather look pretty or would you rather look interesting? And it really made me stop and think, because throughout this whole trip, I had the realization, looking at the street style, all the things that I was very attracted to were not the cookie cutter fashion, like the pretty things. It was when I saw someone that just like inherently was taking a risk,
yes,
or had very good style. And I think we, myself included, are in a drought of personal style.
Yeah. Do you think it's like all the the influencers or the TikToks that keep trying to sell you these like cheap tennis shoes that make your feet? But maybe they were just listening to my problems. Actually, I don't know if we get the same ads, but I've been bombarded on TikTok. Like literally every other TikTok is an ad for these tennis shoes. I'm tired of it.
What tennis shoes?
I don't know, but they're only like $20 and they're like the most comfortable. Now you're going to start getting the ads because
you're talking
they're always
about
listening.
it.
Yeah.
No, but on TikTok I do see, and I fall victim because I wear the same thing. It's like white shirt, a skirt, and your Sambas.
Oh.
Adidas Sambas, Adidas Gazelles. I love them. But I love them more in an Oasis honoring way nowadays. But nevertheless, it's like, there's definite staples the New York girlies have that I wear too. I fall and prey, but it's all the same. Like you're never like, to me, I really did realize like, oh, there's so much fashion. There's so many ways to express yourself, but I feel like with the TikTok of it all, which I know, at least for me, started with the whole millennial Gen Z divide, the great millennial Gen Z divide, where everyone was like, if you wear this, you look old. If you wear this, you look young. But all it made are like skinny jeans and loose fitting jeans out, which now it doesn't matter, and like no one gives a fuck.
I don't think it really matters,
and it doesn't matter, but it's never mattered. But I think that when you get inundated, but it's only people that are our age or younger that are getting inundated with this. But the more parameters we put on personal style, the more you're in a box.
You're putting yourself. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And you're never taking a fashion risk, and you're never, getting to develop your personal style. And what I've realized is, falling prey to trends and falling prey to like, oh, I can't wear my hair, this way, or now I can wear my hair this way, but like where we live, it hasn't caught on yet. So I'm going to be coded,
You know
like,
what, Nick?
What?
Not to interrupt. Maybe we shouldn't wear tiny sunglasses.
Really?
Well, maybe we should just to have a pair because they're cute.
But that's going to be our big glow up. Julia Roberts wears tiny sunglasses. And
okay. Well, maybe it's different because tiny sunglasses elicit a certain vibe, I think. But maybe we shouldn't worry about getting rid of big sunglasses,
Maybe. They're going to be in.
They are. But even if they're not, you know what I mean? Like Iris Apfel. I know she's old, but she's
dead.
Is she?
Yeah. R.I.P.
When did that happen?
Recently. Remember when I told you and you like shrugged it off? And
no,
I
don't remember this. I don't remember this. When did you tell me? Did you tell me in person?
Yeah, I told you like off the pod.
Oh, I don't remember that. Oh. I must have just.
You might have been disassociated.
I think I disassociated. Yeah, because she just talked to me on Instagram, not personally, but.
Because no, I remember this conversation because you were like, "Oh yeah, I saw that the Ruggable collection."
I don't remember this.
I remember. Roll the tape. The real life.
I would think I took it too hard because I swear I just saw like her post some, not like literally a day ago, but it feels like within the month. I thought she was like she did a whole.
Did you just not believe me?
No, it's just maybe I was tricked. Maybe it was posted after. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure this out like another time.
You were like, I know she died.
Huh. Well, I guess I just rewrote that in my brain.
Gotcha.
I don't know.
I know.
Anyway,
I was shocked when it happened.
Yeah. I'm still in shock. This is a symptom of
still
shock.
mourning the loss.
I am, but she had such unique style. I don't know what my point was other than
big sunglasses. Well, the Olsen twins, they're boho chic, like 2000s, even into the 2010s style.
Yeah.
Is, getting a lot, like, is returning to the conversation. And, well, those two ladies, they are like the queens of personal style. Yes. They didn't follow trends. They completely created a trend. Talk about, and this is all the girls in NYU that we ran into were lovely. They were so fashionable. They were so cute. And I'm not one to like be like, oh, you should be like that, or you should be dressing pretty, or you should be dressing interesting. Like, it really isn't my place. Because also I'm going to look at your gazelles and I'm going to be like, slay.
Yeah.
Fucking cute. You know? And I'm going to wear them the same, and I don't take fashion risks anymore either. But I digress. Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen had the world, especially the fashion world, in their grips when they went to NYU and a little bit post NYU. And it's so ironic, the fact that, you know, we, you know, see all these gals that obviously love fashion and love culture, but they're not. They're participating, but they're only participating in the trends.
If it's cool.
It's so interesting because the blueprint is like right in front of all of us.
Yeah. No, I hear what you're saying. Yeah. Well, you know, when we were in line, there was a look that stood out to me.
Yes.
There was one girl who had this, I swear, she looked just like Janine Garofalo in Reality Bites. It looked like she literally stepped off the set and hadn't I was like, is this her? I had like I'm like, is this character coming to life? But I thought that was pretty unique. Like, that was kind of different. Like, there are some outfits that stood out.
I loved the girl from Melbourne beside us. Well, both of them, because one of them had a Renee Zellweger and Empire Records haircut.
Yes.
But the other one had a dress that was very, very cute. It was just like mod style shift dress. Like, nothing crazy, but very cute. And I did. Sorry. I'm talking with my hands so much I hit my step goal.
Oh, nice. I was wondering what that look was.
Just the Italian in me. That's one, but that's like
you're stepping with your hands.
Do you remember as a kid playing Just Dance on the Wii, but like just
with the hand?
Yeah, with your hand.
Yeah,
or playing Wii Sports.
That's
just
you
with your hand, just bowling with the flick of your wrist.
Yeah, keeps you fit.
Yes, it does. The fitness. What was I saying? Oh, I did hear the passive aggressive like shade that the NYU 17-year-olds were throwing at the girl from Melbourne.
Oh, I did not hear this.
So the interaction, they said, cute dress, where'd you get it from? But in a way that I was like, is this a compliment, or is this like the biggest dig of her life? I don't know why. It just sounded that way. You know how teenage girls are. Teenage girls, we haven't talked about this as a society in a hot minute. Teenage girls are the worst.
Like, they can be mean.
I mean, hell is a teenage girl.
They will read you.
Yes.
For filth.
To filth. Teenagers are scary.
Yeah. It's like that song.
Teenagers do scare the living shit out of me. Am I turning into Liz Lemon? I'm just like, see a gaggle of girls now, and I'm like, the youths.
The youths.
But the girl from Melbourne basically was like, it's vintage.
Yeah.
And just put an end to that, and they didn't talk for the rest of the time.
You're right. They were on two opposite ends of the spectrum. It was so weird being caught in the middle of those combos, for sure, because it was like, yeah,
but maybe
different.
one was closer to our age. Maybe it is a micro generational divide.
Maybe,
possible, maybe not. I don't know. Just young teenagers are scary, man.
Yeah,
but what was the point? Oh, personal style.
Yes.
It did make me realize that, what did I realize? Sorry, Brie.
That's so good.
Oh, so that all the things that I gravitated towards are things that are still not mainstream, and that's okay.
That's okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah, because like, I have this feeling that you're just waiting for indie sleeves to fully pop off. But you should let it show.
I should let it show.
You know? Why not? Wear tights and shorts if you want.
Well, that's the real fashion. You know what's crazy about just SoHo during Fashion Week? the styles that really did stand out to me were either these women. Well, for one, I don't know if you peeped. Every time there was a model around, which they're a model because they're the size of a toothpick, and they're tall,
and they have this look about them and great bone structure, and they're like mannequins come to life because they're not expressing. They're like doing the Zoolander. Like I saw several people. I'm like, I know. And it's so weird because it'd be like, there's a girl and a boy and they're both on the stairs and there's no one taking pictures or anything, but they're just standing there like this. And they're like modeling and they're wearing like a really cute outfits that are coordinating, but they're just standing there and they're just
mannequin-esque.
They're models. I don't know. You just know. And you're like, whoa, what are they doing here?
Did you clock the Zendaya Tom Holland impact? Every time we saw a model, they were with a man that was 5'6" and under. Like the short kings were present.
They were. Love to see that.
Yes, but blew my mind. I knew a model was coming when I saw a really short man. But the most fashionable people in SoHo were the people that were not participating in Fashion Week.
Yeah.
Or they were, but they were leaning towards indie sleaze. But yeah, a lot of people with like wolf haircuts really stood out to me. Or, people like I saw this one gal who was really like Club Kid meets Santa Gold circa 2008.
Ooh.
But interesting, and definitely you have to do the Carrie Bradshaw of like high and low.
You do.
You don't have to, but I think that is the difference between like a pretty and an interesting. It's like, the New York fashion girly uniform is very trendy and very cute. And will definitely give you compliments sometimes, but for me personally, it doesn't inspire.
Yeah, and it's good to take a risk sometimes, I think, with fashion.
And I realized I haven't in so long. I really like left that part of me, and New York made me realize I'm like, oh, well, we as a whole need to get our shit together because we can't all just be wearing the same thing. But also there's so much like fashion to be an influence to pick up on, and it's cool to see people that are inspired by fashion and love fashion and are there for Fashion Week obviously, but are not just inspired by what they've seen on TikTok or what they've seen even on the runway, but they're taking inspiration from people on the street. They're from the films they watch, from the music that they listen to, from the books that they read. Inspiration it is a part of you. So
to follow that up, what did you think of that one outfit? So we were in line and this girl walked by like twice. She looked straight up like from the cover of like The Click. Remember that book series? She had that, I guess, like some type of newsboy cap that was like checkered, and like her whole outfit looked like it was like,
she looked like Camp Rock.
Yeah, it was very Camp Rock. How did that feel? Do you have any thoughts?
Oddly, I didn't feel old, which was nice. I felt confused.
Same. I'm like, what time are we in? But it made me feel young as well. I was like, what is happening? And I'm like, what? I don't know. It's such an interesting look. I didn't hate it, but I just felt like it stood out.
It stood out, and it made me realize we can't go back.
You're like, I'm not doing that.
There's certain things I think we can't go back, because she looks straight up like Ryan and Sharpay.
I was just thinking she looks like both of them, because she's got the Ryan hat, but the Sharpay like look and vibe.
Like she was about to sing What I've Been Looking For. The superior version.
Oh yeah, the more uppity one.
Yeah. Ashley Tisdale ate.
She did. No, I agree.
But I did notice her.
She was hard not to notice.
I don't know.
Mixed feelings.
I have very mixed feelings. I just don't think we can go back. But I don't even know if we can go back to indie sleaze.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're
But we need to be fashion forward.
I think, like, you know what's interesting? As overheard by those girls in line, the Dare is still polarizing in New York, apparently.
Yeah, what did you hear? Because I didn't hear this.
I mean, he's a very provocative figure still to this day. Because I know it's been going on since, like, it's about a year now that people have been like, have you heard of the Dare? You know, indie sleaze. Like, is he good? Is he obnoxious?
Yeah.
And he's both. Like, I've listened to the new Dare album.
Yeah.
He's obnoxious. Sometimes it's objectively bad, which makes it good. But yes, he's a derivative of an LCD sound system. Not lyrically, but just sound and vibes wise.
Yeah.
He is a little bit Peaches. But those sounds are derivative of the 80s. So this is just like the trickle-down effect.
Totally.
I don't know anything about politics, but I know this is the trickle-down effect. That's what they mean, right?
Yeah.
Trickle up to trickle down, just like Hillary Clinton said. It was about indie sleaze, right?
Yeah.
But basically, they were not into the Dare.
Oh, really?
They were just like, I hate the Dare. I don't get it.
They just don't get it.
I'm not into it, which fair, because, you know, they might, like Lost in Translation, they might be a little too young. But also, I think the part of the Dare that's so good and so fun is that it's not quote unquote good and it's fun. It's obnoxious and fun.
Yeah, no, I agree. I love his, like, he is a little over the top, you know, and his lyrics are, some of them are kind of crazy.
They're stupid on purpose. They're misogynistic-esque on purpose.
On purpose, yeah. Yeah. No, I don't know. I vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can tell he's got like a bit of a shtick, and that's what makes it fun.
Yeah. Can't we just, I do feel like I'm, you know, that episode of Splat in Sex and the City when they're at the party and she's like hanging out the window, the lady from Third Rock from the Sun.
Oh, yeah.
No one wants to have fun anymore. And then she
falls to her demise.
Falls to her death out the window.
Yeah.
But I'm telling it to myself, basically, too, you know.
What? To have fun?
Have fun.
Yeah.
Because the coolest people there were having fun. And the people that were trying hard, you could tell.
Yeah. Well, we didn't try too hard at all. We just like stumbled into things. And I had a lot of fun.
I did too. Also, the pressure was totally off. We didn't go to like, we weren't one of those people that were like, oh, we're going to go to an event or, you know, we're not like influencer adjacent. I have a lot of like empathy for influencers.
Yeah.
In a weird way.
How so? Just like that they have to work and can't enjoy things maybe, or
that you're 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You're in fashion, but you're not in fashion. You know, in italics.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
You know, the idea that you're invited to these things, but
if you're not like a
an
model
outsider
or a designer.
Yeah. So, you know, that you have to look cute and fashionable, but
you don't get to participate in the same, like,
you're not in the same conversation, maybe.
Yeah.
What did strike me is like the people that were dressed very like Kate Blanchett circa 1998, like Elizabeth era Kate Blanchett, just the really sleek lines.
Yeah.
Were very beautiful to me. But it was a good mirror to myself to be like, bitch, stop being trendy. Just be yourself. Because that's like the coolest thing. Like the people that were wearing the pretty outfits didn't seep into your brain.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
That's your main takeaway?
That was my main takeaway. It's like we might all be in a personal style crisis.
Yeah. You're probably right. I don't see that many people taking risks. And there's so many like micro trends, you know, and they're a lot to keep up with, to be honest. It's kind of exhausting.
It's so exhausting. Well, you can't.
You just can't.
But you can't keep up with them. They're micro. You can't keep. But
I feel like people try to, or like, you know.
Yeah. Me too. But it is like wake up. you're just trying it on. That's why the cores were invented. That's why you can't be like cottage core and what's another core?
I don't know. Like, what is another core? I don't
Ballet core,
Ballet
medieval
core.
core, Ren Fair core.
Yeah.
You're just you're cosplaying as it, but you can never be it. And why would you want to? That like silos yourself.
Yeah.
But also, why do we need to label it? We're a generation that's like the most fluid.
But we want to stick labels. I don't know. Maybe we just want to be noticed.
Maybe.
But maybe not.
Or not noticed.
Maybe not noticed.
Want to conform. I don't know.
I don't know.
I feel like I am like one. I feel like a personal style evolution is coming on though. Like I'm ready to take a fashion risk.
Didn't you
again.
say you were thinking of cutting your hair shorter, like at some point, and getting the tiny sunglasses?
I might not get the tiny sunglasses, or I might get the tiny sunglasses. I don't know. Who's to say? But I don't know if it's something to be planned.
Right. You know, I think it just happens. Like I low key, I don't know. I have like a box dye of like an auburn shade of.
And that's not even crazy. Why don't you go for it?
I don't know, because the mood hasn't struck. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sure it will, though.
Definitely.
Something's bubbling.
I do feel like something's bubbling. And I will say, we went the same time to New York this year as we did last.
Mm-hmm.
And there is definitely a vibe shift for the better.
I think so.
Yeah. Maybe it's just where like the circles we hung around in. We were in a line with a bunch of people who love Sofia Coppola for a long amount of time.
Yeah.
So
it was awesome to see that many people like show out, you know? It gave me hope.
yeah. Definitely.
Like people have taste.
But taste can always change too,
Yeah.
which is cool and empowering.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you have any other takeaways or anything you overheard on the streets of New York City?
Anything I overheard?
Or any standouts?
I mean, I feel like just that one girl looking like Janine Garofalo stood out to me because I'm sure she was wearing vintage.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a blue dress with like little white lace. Like it was that cut, that mod look. The same hair. She had the same hair with the bangs and the glasses.
Gotta love those baby bangs.
The baby bangs. Yeah.
No, did you hear that the girl she was with, they had like a meet cute situation. And last year when Sofia Coppola's archive book came out, they met in the line and they didn't get to get the book signed then. And they went this year together.
That's so cute.
That's what it's all about.
I love a good meet cute. That is adorable. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to think takeaways. Like, I don't know. Like, just go with the flow. You know, let things happen. I don't know if I have any other takeaways. I think it would be fun to experiment with personal style more. I was a little surprised that there weren't more people in unique outfits because I feel like we've gone to New York a lot in the past and people just stand out. So I expected a lot more for Fashion Week, but you know.
Yeah.
Meh.
I mean, the best style, as far as if you want to talk about pretty style, Upper East Side older women have great style.
That's
like
true.
immaculate style.
Yeah.
And it's not just because they're extremely wealthy and have nice clothes. Like they, for being older women, take risks. They mix patterns. They do the high low dressing.
Yeah. Maybe at a certain point too, you really don't care about trends, you know?
Yeah.
I would think.
Probably.
I know another takeaway. Mm-hmm. Reading can be cool. Mm-hmm. You know?
Reading's cool again, Brit.
It is. Yeah. I don't know. I think
you can borrow my copy of The Bell Jar.
Thanks. I mean, I've never read it. I've never read any Sylvia Plath. So, but maybe I'll start. I mean, I want to get into reading. That's my goal. That's what I'm inspired to do. Because we went to the Met. Mm-hmm. And in the gift shop, there was like an interesting book about like, I forget what it was titled, but it was like female artists, just like I don't know. It looked like a good one. I'm like, let's see how this goes. I'm challenging myself to read.
Right on. I totally think you can.
I think I can. It's not like I can't read, but like sticking to a book is so hard sometimes.
Truly.
Or letting yourself get lost in the page and
And I did notice, because I got recommended it, it is also on Spotify as an audiobook. So if you wanted to read and listen at the same time to just zone in, you totally could.
Yeah. I've never tried that. That might be fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Just an option.
Yeah.
Because reading is sexy. So
reading is sexy.
Yes. TM.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as New York, I did love Overheard in the Line. They weren't like, here's my Instagram, here's my TikTok. The girlies in line were like, do you have a letterbox?
That was cute. I know. I really thought they were going to share Instagram. But they're like, no, this is my letterbox. And I was like, ooh, that's cool.
The way to do it.
Yeah.
If I know you're a real one, or if you know, like if I'm vibing with someone and I'm like, what's your letterbox?
And they have
a letterbox.
Yeah.
What's your 4?
That was fascinating to me. Yeah, because they were talking about like Hitchcock movies. They were talking about like horror movies and all sorts of stuff.
Love Hitchcock. These 17-year-olds.
I was surprised by that. I'm like, wait a minute, you don't like Bill Murray, but you love Alfred Hitchcock?
Oh yeah, you think Bill Murray's problematic, which I understand. I've heard the allegations. Like I hear you.
Yeah,
but also Hitchcock is not canceled to you.
Yeah, I thought that he would be.
But maybe because he's dead. I don't know. Where's the line? Yeah. What are their thoughts on Kevin Spacey? Like, what are their
love him?
Woody Allen,
Yeah.
Where's the line?
Yeah.
Where is the line?
I thought they were talking about Woody Allen for a second there, but I don't think so. But I was just shook. I was like, what?
Love Real Window, which I get.
Yeah.
But
I know we try to separate the art from the artist sometimes, but sometimes I don't know.
The fart from the fartist.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did love to see it. I also really do want to just ask people now as my like test.
What is your letterbox?
Or what's your 4?
Your 4.
What's your 4? What's your fave 4?
And if you know, basically.
Yeah. What's your letterboxed 4?
Yeah.
What is your letterbox for?
To be honest, I don't really keep up with Letterboxd. Do they only let you have like a top? Is it like
you have one?
Well, I do, but I don't keep up with. Like I don't use it all the time.
But do you know what have you seen that Letterboxd asks like interview celebrities now on the red carpet, and they ask like the 4.
They do?
Yeah, they're like, what's your 4? Either your last 4 or your 4, but what they're referencing is your favorites, your 4 favorites.
Oh, wait. Maybe I do have. Oh, wait. Oh.
Or you could come up with 4 in your head.
I've done this. Okay. I remember when I created a letterbox long ago. Mm-hmm. I think I put Kill Bill, The Godfather. I'm like, what else did I put as my 4?
But what is your 4? It's not about what you put. It's your 4.
What is your 4? So tough.
That's what they all say.
Right? Oh, gosh. Well, because definitely those 2 I just said. A Pretty Woman. Yeah. That's a good
4.
mix, right?
Yeah, that's a good 4.
Yeah. What are your 4?
Devil Wears Prada, Lost in Translation, Spirited Away, American Psycho.
Nice. That's a good mix, too. A little variety. A little bit of everything. All the genres.
Yeah. I mean, they're not super highbrow or like any old classics, but those are my 4. So
I like it. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a good litmus test now, I think. You know what I am really excited to see?
What?
Which I believe it's out already on Netflix, but I am like clamoring, and I'm ready to do a Pablo Larraín just movie marathon, but I am so excited to see Maria.
Me too. You know how I feel about Maria Callas. I went through a whole phase.
Yeah. Is that your hero?
She's my hero. Yeah.
Yeah. What is it about Maria Callas that just really inspires you?
I think like, well, for one, her voice I think is amazing. And just, I don't know, like she was labeled as a diva, and I love that, you know. I'm like, you go ahead. But she was really I don't know exactly what it is. Like, I think I just got into her at a certain time in my life, and she just inspired me. Yeah, I don't know if I can articulate exactly what it is about her that speaks to me. I'm not sure, because I read like her like a whole book about her, and then we went to go see that documentary. I even took opera classes. I was so inspired, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to put it into words. I know she like had a lot of struggles and, well, mostly persevered, but then she died. But I don't know. She had a lot of turbulence in her life, I think. A lot of ups and downs. But like opera was something, like she really had a talent. I don't know. I think just, you know, when someone has like a really great talent, it gets me.
Definitely.
I don't know. And I feel like she was also like not at the time when I was like discovering her, like I just remember thinking, oh, I feel like she should be more known. Like people need to know about this lady. And then we went to go see like this documentary, and now Maria's coming out, and I really feel like it should be in the theaters though. Like I'm kind of like, oh, is it just going to be on Netflix?
I adore Pablo Larraín's work. He did Jackie, the one with Natalie Portman in 2016, and Spencer in 2021 or 22 with Kristen Stewart. And his films are not everyone's cup of tea, but they're definitely my cup of tea. And just the way he is able to talk about a good director, get something out of the actor, which, you know, his lineup of, it's been a lineup of famous and interesting women.
Yes. I love this.
Yes. That there are the subjects of his biopics, but also the actors that he.
Yes. I love that Angelina Jolie. I like when I heard she was going to be cast, I'm like, this is perfect. She's got it.
Yeah. And I wouldn't call it a comeback because she doesn't really, she's been here.
She hasn't been gone long enough for it to be a comeback.
But I do really like, you know, Maria Callas's opera mouth to God's ears. Like, I really hope Angelina Jolie gets some recognition.
I hope so. I mean,
Maria.
She did a lot of training for this, apparently.
There's just something really, I love that story of, you know, a woman persevering and being labeled as a diva, just like you said about Maria Callas's story.
Yeah.
But also knowing Angelina Jolie's, you know, career and personal like ups and downs. It is very fascinating, and I can see the parallels, and I haven't even seen Maria yet.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine. I'm really looking forward to it.
No, I'm excited.
But Pablo Larraín's films are meant to be seen in a theater, in an
independent theater. Yes.
An independent movie theater.
Okay. I know this is a lot to ask, and it probably won't happen, but maybe I'm like trying to manifest. Maybe the small theater near us will show Maria, like on an off chance, like on a weekend, maybe. Wouldn't that be amazing?
That would be amazing. I mean, maybe it already is. I haven't looked at the calendar.
I haven't
yet,
either.
So, but very excited. But also want to watch Spencer and want to watch Jackie.
Yes, I mean, we saw Jackie in theaters, and that was amazing. Like, I love that movie. Stood out to me. Like, I'll still think about that movie at random times.
2016 in recent years was one of the best years of film.
Yeah.
And I could write a whole dissertation on why. And maybe one day we will.
Maybe we will. Yeah. I feel like we've talked about it a bit on the pod.
A little
bit. We could just definitely go in harder.
I mean, I would love to revisit so many films from that year.
Yeah.
I mean, just off the top of my head, Moonlight, Arrival.
It's Call Me By Your Name? That
was 2017. Also a great year. The 2016, 2017, 2018 trifecta.
Ooh.
Very good. Very good years. But maybe with time we'll talk about them, because
I'm sure we will.
Yeah. And as a society, we'll talk about them. When more time has passed.
Yeah. And not enough time has passed to look back and be like, this was a great era of film.
Totally. But we might be back, baby. But speaking of opera classes.
Yeah.
So I read this Hollywood Reporter article with Angelina Jolie talking about Maria and Maria Callas. And she was talking about, you know, what happens to your body when you sing opera and just like catharsis.
It is a catharsis.
Well, she says her first class, she cried, she was sad, she was scared. It was a strange physical body reaction. The instructor said, okay, just be in your body. Take a deep breath and let it all out and just open your mouth. And she ended up getting really emotional. She said, you discover how much we lock our pain in our bodies. And to have to feel everything, what she had to do on that stage, it requires your whole heart, body, mind. And opera, you can't do it halfway.
That's true. That's what I love about opera. You have to full ass it. That's what I appreciate about it. You can't just like hold back while you're up there on the stage, you know?
Yeah. Was it, because this was during your therapy era.
It was during my therapy.
Is opera, because I've never sang opera. What is the experience like of singing opera?
It's definitely a lot of fun. It is also a challenge. But there is a lot of catharsis because there's a lot of like high, I guess first see where your voice, you know, if you're a soprano, mezzo, soprano, alto, I don't know exactly all, because I'm not that musically, I never took any singing classes, so to speak, other than that class. I've, you know, in school, I've been in the choir of sorts here and there. But
that's interesting to your point, because Angelina Jolie in this Hollywood Reporter article talks about how she thought she was going to be an alto,
but she's a soprano, which is perfect. I was thinking that too. Like before I read that article, I'm like, you know, obviously she's cast for a reason in the film, but like Maria Callas is a soprano, so like if you find an actor, you're gonna want to make sure they could do that range as well. Or like, I guess you could get someone else to do the singing dubbed over. But
it's blended with Maria Callas's voice.
Yeah, but still, I guess to get the authentic sound, or to get her to, you know. Yeah, it's just crazy. Yeah. What? I'm sorry.
Oh, just what was your experience singing opera?
I feel like I learned a lot. You really have to warm up your voice. It'll be like kind of hard, I feel like, on your, you know, no one sings like that all the time. It's not like singing karaoke, which I love to do, but it definitely, I don't know. It teaches you a lot about yourself and what you're capable of, I feel, you know, because it seems like, oh my God, opera, that seems so hard. But, you know, I think if you have a good teacher too, who's patient and makes it less scary, that's cool. I just did one-on-one classes though. I never sang in front of someone. So that part seems nerve-wracking to me, like to perform opera, you know?
Definitely.
I remember at the time I was working at this like, it was like an older woman's clothing store. And I had like my coworker be like, oh, you're taking opera classes, sing us something. And I'd be like, no. I'm like, hell no.
No. Definitely.
I was like self-conscious the whole time. I was like singing in my car when I practiced. I was too self-conscious to like practice at home, you know?
Just afraid that someone would hear you. Or like a neighbor would hear you.
Anyone. Yeah. Roomies, neighbor. So yeah, I just kept everything in that classroom and my car. I'd practice. There was a lot of like warm-ups and practice material, but sometimes I think of taking them again, like taking classes again, because it was so fun.
Awesome.
Yeah. Plus I grew up listening to opera, and I had like an influence, like, you know what I mean? Like I feel like I have a connection to it. So there's that. I think that's also part of why I took the classes.
Do you think Angelina Jolie is going to do Maria Callas justice?
I think so. I never really doubted her, you know?
She does seem like perfect casting, like just looks and personality wise.
Yeah. And now, you know, it's like reading about the whole process of her, like the singing part. I don't know. She's gone through her own journey, it sounds like, with like, I don't know, discovering her voice. And I think that's awesome.
I love a redemption arc. So I'm looking forward to Maria.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited.
Oh, and lastly, Brie.
Yes.
Or first of all.
First of all, as I like to say, first of all.
First of all. You know what I've been thinking about? Like what's plagued my brain for the past couple of days? So the other day, we both went down a full ass rabbit hole.
Yeah.
About, because we were listening, like just riding in the car, and we listened to Suddenly I See by KT Tunstall. And well, you know me, my favorite movie of all time, my comfort movie, just my favorite movie, is The Devil Wears Prada. So obviously, you know, because of its, you know, TikTok virality, Suddenly I See is synonymous with the Devil Wears Prada opening scene at this point.
Yeah, you can't listen to that song and not imagine like Anne Hathaway walking the streets and
grabbing an onion bagel, putting on her chapstick.
Yeah.
While the models are, you know, getting ready for their day.
Yeah.
But we were both listening to the lyrics of Suddenly I See, like actually like listening. And at first we were like, is KT Tunstall,
is she
gay? And unbeknownst to me, and I believe you as well, or did you already know?
No, it was unbeknownst.
So Suddenly I See is about Patti Smith.
Yeah. I was just like, what is this about? I need to know right now, immediately. I cannot wait.
But it's been plaguing my brain because she looked at the album cover of Horses, which is that iconic black and white Patti Smith. Just if I think of Patti Smith, that's what I think of, that album cover. But KT Tunstall's talking about looking at that album cover and being like, that's what I want to be. That's what I want to be as an artist. Like everything makes sense now. Everything's clicked because I have.
Yeah, that inspired her to go for it, right? And she said she wrote that song like pretty quickly,
like 30 minutes.
Yeah, like just like to be that inspired, to be struck.
And it's so interesting to me that the lyrics of that song, like her face is a map of the world, you know, all these references, knowing about it makes sense that it's Patti Smith. But because I'm so obsessed with The Devil Wears Prada and it's so synonymous to me with that opening sequence, I like totally grabbed a whole different meaning from the song. Like talking about like an aspirational model, but it's the almost antithesis because she's talking about Patti Smith and her like musicianship and her punkness and her androgyny and her on her face. There's so much experience in the places she's walked, the things that she's done,
right?
What she's all been through.
Yeah. How does it relate to Devil Wears Prada?
But that the song could also be taken because it is like a very light, like poppy song.
It sounds very poppy. Yeah.
So it's so interesting how in The Devil Wears Prada, it's like, oh, well, okay. That's my real question. So that opening scene of The Devil Wears Prada, can we unpack this?
Yes.
Okay. So it opens with Andy, who's brushing her teeth and putting on chapstick. And then we get like the montage, which is the whole song of Suddenly I See, but we get the montage of all the models putting on their clothes, kissing their boyfriends, eating like the super healthy breakfast, and then Andy doing the opposite.
Right.
It's like eating an onion bagel, but also kissing her boyfriend in their like not great apartment, and everyone's coming out of their penthouses.
I do love this juxtaposition.
I do too. It's very not like other girls. But in The Devil Wears Prada, what are they trying to say?
Yeah.
Are they saying, what are they trying to tell us? Because Andy is not like these other girls as far as her aspirations. Her aspiration is to be a serious journalist, and she's not really concerned about her looks. But are they saying like different strokes for different folks?
Yeah, I don't know what they're saying. I thought I always knew what they were saying, but I don't think I listened to the lyrics that closely, you know, because it's like such a poppy song and you're bopping along and you're like, yeah, suddenly I see. The Big Apple, big dreams. I see him.
But are you supposed to want to be like the models, or she has her vision of what she wants to be, but then later on she becomes this other vision of like what is it? And then later on in The Devil Wears Prada, there's that scene where she's putting on the mascara, kind of like in the opening sequence of the models. So is it trying to say that she became one of them, and that's what she's fulfilled the prophecy? But what the point of The Devil Wears Prada at the end, when she throws the cell phone away, is she didn't want to be like them.
Right.
Even though Miranda's like, everyone wants to be us. What is it? What is it about?
Yeah, because it's like, suddenly I see this is who I want to be. But who does she want? She doesn't want to be like them, but then she becomes, And
then she's like, I don't want to be like them.
But then she throws, So, Yeah, I don't know.
And did David Frankel know what KT Tunstall was singing about when he selected that song?
And he lets the whole song play too, which is interesting because a lot of times like songs there's like a snippet of it. Maybe it's like half the song. This is like the entire song that plays, that whole opening scene.
It's essentially a music video for this KT Tunstall song.
Yeah, I'm thinking because like I feel like I took it as like, well, I've taken this song a couple different ways, I feel, and probably the wrong way each time. But like on one hand, I just think about Anne Hathaway and I'm like, I want to be her, you know? Suddenly I see who I want to be. Like it's speaking to me.
Oh, like, you like Andy Miranda Priestley effect?
Well,
pre-runway Andy sack?
I have mixed feelings on it all because I feel like I relate to Andy in a lot of ways. In the way that she's getting ready in the, in the sequence, but also like just where was I going with that? Maybe that's it. But I also think it'd be cool to work at a magazine. So I also don't relate to Andy in a way. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know if I would be I think I fall somewhere between Andy and Emily. I don't know if I'd be full Emily, but I still think like the idea of working at a fashion magazine would be really cool. Like I love fashion like that, but that's not the point of the movie at all. So what was I saying? Anyway, suddenly I see. So I think maybe another way, because I don't think that, I just love Anne Hathaway. But that has nothing to do with something.
Right.
Suddenly I see, I think it like starts out like, maybe we look at these models and want to be them. Like, I don't know. I feel like there's something to that, but I don't know what. I don't exactly know what the song is trying to say.
In the context of the film.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't figured it out. It's going to puzzle me probably for a while. Who
would have guessed the song's about Patti Smith?
Yeah. I'm like, is the meaning lost in this film? Or it's hard to imagine. Yeah.
Like, does it add a little bit of a depth to the movie? Because she does have a full circle moment.
She does.
Like in the beginning of the film, it is juxtaposing Andy waking up to the models. And you think as the viewer, like, you should want to be like the models.
Yes.
But at the very end, when she turns into the model, essentially, when she turns into quote unquote those people, it actually was empty to her.
Yeah, no, it's not who she wants to be.
It's not who she wants to be. And at the end of the day, but it kind of is, because Andy doesn't throw away her whole makeover at the end. She's true to herself. So maybe she's taken bits of that aspirational lifestyle, but also pursues what's truer to her.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe it's just about finding who you want to be,
Yeah, and why it means so much to her. If Andy didn't go through that experience at Runway, she would know that she actually did want to be a journalist in a different way, and she didn't have to go, or she had to go through that to be who she is and to have more appreciation. But she doesn't have to stay in that cycle. She
does not, and I think
all the pieces.
I think she did admire Miranda Priestley in some ways, just like for her work ethic and you know what I mean. But then realized like this, you can take that too far.
Yeah.
And that's not who I want to be.
Why the hell it means so much to her. Like Miranda Priestley's cerulean speech. Maybe Andy took that to heart. You know, and at the end when she is wearing the more fashionable clothes, she's taken what means so much to her. I don't know. I'm overthinking.
I know. I've just been thinking about this opening sequence ever since.
But just also with the whole rise of Chapel Roan, it does make me think about the success of Suddenly I See with KT Tunstall. The fact that, you know, KT Tunstall was working for 10 years and she was like a busker. And she has this one song, which is a slow burn hit. And it's about, you know, who she admires. It's kind of a full circle moment.
It is inspiring.
And, you know, just that idea of, you know, people not believing in you until they see.
Yeah. And you also have to see yourself, I think, is what I'm getting.
Yeah.
You know? You have to believe in you and become, I don't know. Something just happens, I guess, when you see Patti Smith and you're.
But it's so cool because she writes this song about this album cover that crazy inspires her.
Yeah.
She makes her album cover match that. She has this crazy success out of nowhere based on this song. It's like she manifested it. It's like a vision board of a song. Yeah. In a roundabout way.
Maybe the takeaway is like life happens. Like when you're true to yourself, things align. When you see suddenly, you know?
Yeah.
It all will just, I don't know, work out. Hopefully.
Sure. No, I think it will. Oh, last thing that I wanted to tell you. Speaking of KT Tunstall. Did you know?
Oh,
What?
Oh, no.
What?
Is this like the cover song?
Have you already listened to it?
I did. I saw that you added this link.
I have not listened to it.
You haven't listened to this song? Oh, my God. We'll get ready.
Okay, so in 2005, KT Tunstall went on the BBC Radio 1 Live Lounge session, and she did her cover of Get Your Freak On by Missy Elliott.
Nikki, how did you even find this?
Oh, because I looked on on the Suddenly I See Wikipedia page. I just went through every annotation.
Oh, wow.
So, and apparently Suddenly I See Get Your Freak On, the BBC live session, is one of the B-sides.
I love that. I feel like that's like a lesser known thing. Like there's not even many views or comments on that video. I'm like, because I went to go scroll through the comments too, and I'm like, oh man, spread the word. Like how did I never, so many years have gone by, I've never heard this cover.
I know.
They've been hiding it from us.
Well, now suddenly you see. Did you ever look at Missy Elliott and say, would you maybe have your Suddenly I See for Missy Elliott?
I think so. Yeah. I'd be like, suddenly I see, I want to wear a trash bag. I want to get into hip hop.
Or a tracksuit. Missy Elliott, though, joking aside, is inspiration.
No, she inspires me. Yeah, she really does. Sure. And I think KT Tunstall also saw, and that's why she did that cover.
Yeah. Yeah.
So wouldn't it be funny if Suddenly I See was about Missy Elliott? She just made up that it was Patti Smith to be more cool and be like, yeah, someone from a long time ago, and
Yeah,
inspirational. but it's really Missy Elliott.
Hilarious.
I don't know.
Who knows? But now we can write our Suddenly I Sees.
We can, yeah. Do you feel like Sofia Coppola was like, suddenly you saw?
Yeah, actually, to make it a full circle. Yeah. To circle back, to bring it around town.
Yeah.
Yeah. Suddenly I see Sofia Coppola is who I want to be. Or at least before I fell down Fashion Roadkill style, Suddenly I See was playing in my head just as I'm on top of the world.
Yeah.
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 Which is all you can hope for. All you can hope for is to like meet your idol and then walk down the streets of New York City with Suddenly I See in your head.
Yeah. That's perfect.
It's the way Dave Frankel intended.
Yeah. We lived the dream.
We did. Well, thank you guys so much for listening.
We'll see you next week.
Bye. Late to the Party is hosted by Nikki Jensen and Brie Piccone. Our podcast is produced by Grace Dunbar and edited by Brie.
That's me. Thanks for listening. Make sure to rate and review us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We'll see you next week.
Bye.